I love you. I'm really nervous, by the way. I want to know, on Torchwood, how was it kissing John Bear?
Okay, this is the strange truth, okay? It's not as sexy as you think. For me, sex scenes on film are not that comfortable. I don't enjoy them at all. Because, no, man, when I want to kiss a girl, I decide to kiss the girl. I don't want anyone saying action. Really, when you're being paid and you're wearing a sock, and they say action, kiss her, what is your job description exactly? So for me, it evolves around, do I trust this person? Is this person my friend? Are they going to take care of me? If I freak out, are they going to be there for me? You know, like that. That's my favorite story about John. I blew the stunt. On the kiss scene, we put each other through glass, right? And I blew the stunt. I turned a little bit wrong, and I caught some glass in my thigh, right? And I was bleeding through the costume, right? So that night, the next morning, I'm still bleeding, but I didn't want to tell the producers that I blew the stunt, because if you blow the stunt, they won't give you another one, right? So I wrapped my leg in duct tape. Went out and did the day, but toward the end of the day, I was bleeding through the duct tape and coming through the costume, and John comes up to me and he goes, "You blew the stunt, didn't you?" And I said, "Yeah, bro, I blew it. I'm sorry." He goes, "Dude, get back to your trailer. I'm going to have my surgeon come in. He's going to fix you up. I'm going to get you a new costume, and I won't tell the producers." And he did exactly that. I went back to my trailer. He got me stitched up. He got me fixed up. And back on the set, and the producers, unless they listen to this, so John is a hero. And I trust him. I would rather kiss John Barrowman than anyone else I've kissed on film. And my girlfriend directed the kiss, by the way. She was on a bar stool 5 feet away, and every time we kissed, we'd turn to her and go, "Was that hot?" We need another take.
I have 2 questions. The first question is, what is the coolest stunt you were ever allowed to do? And the second question is, what is your favorite movie of all time?
Wow. For me, the movie that really affected me the most was Apocalypse Now. I'm an old man, so I saw it when it first came out. And I remember me and my friend Gordon Hart just walking out of the theater into the rain, and just staring up into the rain and not being able to speak to each other. And that's a film that has stayed with me. Basically answering the question, why did we lose that war? The reason we lost the war is, when we want a hamburger, we go to McDonald's. When they want a hamburger, they anoint the cow, they take the kids out and pray the cow, and then they slit the throat of the cow mercilessly. That's why we lost the war. It's a harsh message, but yeah. What was the first question?
The first question was, what is the coolest stunt you were ever allowed to do on any show?
I would say it was when I lit myself on fire for Buffy. The Spike was supposed to be lovelorn and drunken and falling asleep outside, and then the sun wakes him up by lighting him on fire, right? And I thought it would be a lot funnier if we let the burn go on a little longer. And it was one time I didn't pay attention to the stunt crew, and I let it go on for 5 seconds too long, and I ended up with, my hand was just all blistered.
Wait, is it real fire?
Oh, yeah. That was before computers, man. Don't we all feel old now? I remember on Buffy, we're using a computer. Ooh.
I just want you to know that you and Joss and David Boreanaz, you guys are the reason why I want to be in television, why I want to write television. So that's huge for me.
Right on.
Thank
it's all
you.
about love in the end.
But I have my opinion on this, but I want to know what you have to say. Who do you have better chemistry with, David or Sarah? Because I would have loved to see what would happen in season 6, and we were all robbed of that.
I've never been asked that before. Huh. I don't know how to respond. No, seriously, they're both very wonderful in different ways. Sarah was a technician. Sarah knew her lines. She could study her lines from the trailer to the set and have them down. She never got her blocking wrong. You always knew she was going to be on set. So, like, if you got a good take, and it would have been blown if the other actor wasn't on their mark, you could always count on Sarah not to blow your take. I mean, like, she was so professional. However, when I looked into David's eyes, I never really knew what was going to happen there. No matter how many takes we did, I mean, it's very subtle. And a lot of people say it's wooden or whatever. But really, when you're acting with him, when you look into his eyes, there's a full universe there, and you have no idea what you're supposed to do. So, I don't know which to pick. They were both absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
Cavemen or astronauts?
I played an astronaut. The astronauts are my size, man. They have to fit into the capsule. And then, you know, cavemen are big. What I will say, it depends on the environment. If you fight cavemen against astronauts in a Neolithic era, when there's only stone tools, the cavemen will probably win. If you put the astronauts in the 20th century environment where they can capitalize on the technology, of course they'll win. So it depends on the environment.
Thank you.
I actually thought about that. It's so weird. Hello.
Okay, first of all, I want to say I loved all your answers to the previous questions, so just thanks for being such an awesome sport. That's great. Okay, my first question is, I've been hearing a lot about Torchwood coming to the U.S., so have you gotten a call from Russell T. Davies saying, please come back?
But he will, because he's not a moron.
And my second question...
The thing is Steve Hember, I don't know where he is. He got me, he gets people to pay me more than anyone's ever paid me in the history of wherever they've been. So they paid me a lot over on Torchwood. And so I'm
Oh, and was it in pounds?
Yeah, which meant it was double at that time. So there's always, like on Smallville, on all these shows, they talk about me a lot, but they don't show me a lot, because when they do, they have to pay this enormous money, which I'm cool with.
Okay, my second question is, since you do the voice of the audiobooks for the Dresden Files, what is it like when you have to play the voices of female characters and their thoughts?
Wonderful question. I always just so everyone hears, because I think that's a great question. What is it like to play a female character? I always harken back to Shakespeare, and because they always say, how does Shakespeare write these incredibly rounded, three-dimensional female characters when he was existing in a time that did not see women that way? Mm-hmm. And the thing is, Shakespeare was a humanist. So it doesn't matter if you're old, young, rich, poor, black, white, male, female, it all doesn't matter. You're a human being, and I can relate to you on many levels. So he wasn't writing women. Shakespeare didn't write women. He wrote human beings, and then he hired really good-looking transvestites to play them.
Or Justin Bieber.
Oh, there we go.
I'm sorry. I really think Justin Bieber would make a great Juliet.
So when I do female characters, I'm not thinking about doing a female. I just pitch the timbre of my voice up and feel what I feel.
I just have a fun question for you. If Piccolo were to fight Spike, how would that go down?
Spike would win. And if Spike were losing the fight, he would say, John! Rewrite this scene.
Okay, now I'm about to make tonight really all work. Okay, you are the person who made me realize I like boys.
We're a little weird, but we're fairly sincere, actually. We find a good one. A little too sincere sometimes.
But my actual question is, I'm an actor, equity, SAG, after that whole jazz. But what was the most deeply fulfilling role that you ever got to play? What really satisfied that like burn in your stomach? What was it?
Macbeth.
I knew it.
He decides to do evil, but the basic idea of the play is that he's a human being from the very beginning to the very end. And human beings sometimes make huge mistakes. And so I got to play the penultimate villain, but not think of him as a villain. Think of him as a loving husband